Boom. This will make sense in a minute. Happy Monday, guys. So, what has been happening? Well, I've got a lot of hubby stories. Yes, so if you don't want to listen, better tune off now. What has my week looked like? Well, to start off with, I actually was doing really, really well, and it takes a lot for me. I have my blocks and I write my blocks myself for my own training, and every 3 months, we mix it up. But I do get married to my blocks. I get married to certain exercises, and it's very, very hard for me to let them go. And so I have been incorporating some different tempos, some different modalities, some different methods, and it's all just, kind of thrown me a little bit. Plus, I'm now 4 weeks into my tidy of my diet, what I call a tidy, as in my little cut. And I'm beginning to get a little bit hungry. I started off last week really well. I think it got to about rest day, Wednesday. I was still fine. And then it hit me. It really, really hit me. I did a really good session on Friday. It's when I put the picture on of Simon, who had been growing this thing on his face all week, like a couple of weeks now. I don't know why he even started it. I don't even know where it come from. He was just randomly like, I am going to grow a beard. But he didn't tell me. I just assumed that he hadn't had time to shave. And a lot of the time, if he hasn't got to go out for a survey, and he hasn't got to wear his mask, then he doesn't have to be clean shaven. So he naturally just lets it go. I mean, he probably shaves at least once a week. He grows it out a little bit and then he'll get rid of it. And I love it when he gets rid of it, because he always still looks like he's got a little bit there, but it just takes years off him. I just don't like it. I mean, it got to the point where it was sprouting all over the show. It was different. There was greys, there was gingers, there was different colours. Some bits were more thicker than the other. He would eat and he would get ketchup on his mouth and it would be all over his beard and he didn't even know about it. And I'm trying to have a conversation because we always eat at the dinner table as a family unit. And it just, I don't know, I just didn't like it. I hate it. I was bleh. So, yes, I did enforce the sex ban Thursday evening. Lo and behold, on Friday, I was doing my squat warm-ups. I'm thinking, where the hell is he? Like, Simon, is he back in bed? Is he not training again today? Who knows? So he comes back down and he's like, yeah, but I've just had a shower. I was trying to have a shave and then I realised that my razor is broke. And I was like, oh, right, yeah, that old chestnut. And so he goes rifling through the corner, the unit we've got downstairs. And I, in a bag, have got the trimmers that I trim JJ's and Simon's hair because they haven't been to the barbers in forever. So he goes through this, goes into the downstairs toilet, by the way, and completely mucks my toilet up, like beard trimmings everywhere. Thank you very much. Comes in and he's got that moustache, which you guys just cracked me up. As soon as I posted that picture and then somebody come out with a Freddie Mercury, I was like, oh my God, he does. He looks like Freddie Mercury. I was in stitches. I'm not joking. I was actively walking as I put that post on, and all of your comments come through and I just couldn't stop laughing. I bet people in their cars driving by were thinking, what on earth is she doing? Was she laughing at? So that was my Friday. So even though my session was really hard, I didn't kind of notice because I was just too busy laughing with Simon. We had a great time on Friday. He didn't train again, and he has his own reasons. I'm not even going to get into them. So then Saturday comes, and before I go into this anymore, by the way, guys, this is going to be total TMI, total. I do apologise but I am female, I'm human, I'm real, and I'm just going to say it how it is. So it's been a long time since I've had one of these, but I don't know if it's maybe a bit run down or hormones all over the show, who knows. But when I was younger and growing up, when I first started getting my period, I used to get like a red sore, like cyst type lump. I used to call them a boil. Well, my mum used to say, oh yeah, it's just a boil. And it was the most sore spot you could possibly think of. And I'd get it in the same places. It'd be either in the inner thigh area or right on the arris, which is the worst because every time you sit down, you're constantly reminded about it. So anywho, I on Friday discovered that I have got something in the area down there that was of this kind. And I was like, what on earth is that? I was totally shocked. I haven't had one in such a long time, years and years and years, I'm talking. So I come waddling out of the toilet, pants still on the floor, trying to find a mirror so that I could have a little look and see what the hell is down there, because it wasn't quite sore at that stage. It was just like a bulging lump. I'm like, I've got a bollock hanging from me and I need to know what the hell it is. Little did I, know that, well, I did know, but I forgot. Simon then comes on the Ring door alarm system. What are you doing? And I'm like, he's talking to me through the camera again. And I'm thinking, well, why are you even looking? So anyway, he then starts to remind me through the whatever system that the next door neighbours are having an outdoor shed built and the guys are on the roof stage of this build and they can see right through our kitchen. So I am standing there, like the whole bottom half of me is stark bollock naked, and I look up to see the builders and I'm like, oh my God, like, I don't know if they've seen me, they've not seen me. If they are, they look composed. Let's just pull your cacks up, Em, and get on with it. So I was like, what are you doing, babe? Why have you got your trousers down? And I'm like, look, I think I've got one of these boil things that I've not had for many moons, and yeah, it's beginning to be a bit of a pain. So anyway, Si said, oh, I'll take a look at it later. And I'm thinking, yeah, any excuse to get the head torch out. He loves that bloody gadget, sticks the thing on his head, puts the thingy on, and it's like, he's like this. Oh my God, I'm just envisaging everybody watching this video cringing at this stage. So anyway, where my mask comes in, where my husband really has cracked me up this weekend. So Saturday comes, before I started training on Saturday, I was in good spirits. I'm thinking, yeah, come on, last day before rest, and we get our little cheat meal. We're going to have a little Turk tonight. And I go to the toilet and I come back and I'm like, babe, I think you're going to need to have a little look at this thing going on downstairs because it's beastly and it is so sore. I'm wondering whether or not I should do something about it and relieve a bit of the pressure. So Simon says, it's all right, babe. Very serious look on his face. He's like, lay on the bed. I'll be back in a minute. And I'm like, oh God, here we go. He's going to get the head torch. And he was going to get the head torch. But he then comes back. Simon has he is a hoarder, by the way. He has a lot of shit everywhere. The guy buys stuff and forgets that he's got it. And then we randomly stumble across stuff that you wouldn't believe. Now, I don't know whether or not he thought throughout this pandemic that something major was going to happen in need of this. But he comes in wearing his head torch with this on. He's like, babe, just in case the fucker explodes. I was in stitches. This point, I was like, where did you grow such a great sense of humour? Like, normally, Simon is not funny. He's the type of guy that's like, oh, pull my finger. And you're like, oh, my God. And it's just not funny. He's just like, the jokes are normally on him. They don't normally come out with that. I was belly laughing in a situation where husband and wife, no, I'm not embarrassed to, have him look down there when I can't see a bloody thing. As it was too sore to even go anywhere near. So I was just like, no, leave it alone. I'm training. I'm focused now. Let's just forget about that. I did my session on Saturday and I certainly knew that my calories had been lower that week because I finished my hip thrusts, I finished my farmers, I finished all of my exercises, and I cried like a baby. And it was just overwhelming that I managed to do it and that I had to dig so deep, so deep. And I think, guys, it got me thinking on sometimes we have these ebbs and flows with our hormones, and I know something's going on with the hormones, otherwise that wouldn't be happening. I felt ravishly hungry, like you would not believe how hungry, even coming Sunday after the cheat meal and all that bread. I had so much bread. I woke up Sunday and I felt like my belly was going inwards. I was just like, I know I've been in a small deficit, very, very small deficit. And by the way, I'm dieting down on more calories this time because I did my 11 month long lean bulk. I built a ton of muscle. I gained a little bit of fat, yes, but I did it slowly. I did it sensibly. I gained enough that I'm not going to need to do this cut for too long before I get to where I want to be, and then I'll maintain, and then I'll go again. I'll do another lean bulk, which I'm welcoming because I'm starving hungry. Every part of me yesterday, it was rest day, and normally I don't normally get too hungry on a rest day, I gotta admit, and I'm so busy cleaning and getting jobs done that I force myself a lot of the time. Right, get your ass in there, get your breakfast. Right, get your ass in there, have your lunch. Right, now it's dinner time, eat. And I always have my dessert. I never skip on anything. I've done that in the past. As soon as you start skipping food and skipping meals, it's like, that made me feel thin. And now I'm going to skip a load of other meals. And that's going to make me feel even thinner, to the point where you're down to one meal a day and you are hanging on for dear life and realising, what is the point of this? I'm miserable. I get to the weekend and then I'm going to binge the shit out of everything in the cupboards because I'm so hungry. It shouldn't be like that. I'm eating more now calories than a small man would still eat in his normal daily diet. So I don't know why I'm so hungry. Maybe because I'm not tracking this time. I'm not weighing my food this time. I'm just eyeballing it and I'm just tidying things up. That method, my personality type is I'm going to go hard. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I have pushed it too hard. I don't know. Maybe it's my new training block. I mean, I am doing old school bodybuilders, 20 rep sets of squats, 7 sets of the bastards, and believe you and me, I was absolutely finished by the end of my workout Saturday. Done, finito, had enough. I was exhausted. I was ready to just get into bed, and you shouldn't feel like that. You should actually still feel quite empowered. You know, I know we all want the easy route. We want to just not train and we just want to be ripped and look like goddesses. But would we really appreciate it? I keep thinking, like, every block I do, every diet challenge I do, or every lean bulk, every cut, I learn something. I learn something new about me. I learn something new about how my body copes with being in a deficit, with what I need, with how I program things and what works best for me. And I just don't think, if somebody gave me a magic pill and said, this is going to get you to where you want to be, would I take it and not go through the struggle of getting there? Probably not, no. Why? Because, look, it's the same as if you give somebody £1 million and just instantly give it to somebody versus somebody that worked their arse off to get that first million. Person that worked their arse off for it's going to be so much in a different mindset, mentality. They're going to appreciate it more, probably not spunk it and lose it within 5 seconds. And you should view your training like that as well. Everything should be hard. It should be hard because it is hard. It's hard to train consistently. You get ebbs and flows of motivation. You get strength that falls out your ass. You just got to do the best you can at that time and not not be too hard on yourself, which I am learning. Anyway, that was my Gross Monday chat. Bye.